All right, guys. Well, the playoffs are about to begin, starting with Thursday Night Football tomorrow night. But before we do a video later in the week about my projections and how I see this going, let's get to know the teams a little bit. DT, he's the number one seed. He's also last year's winner, so he's holding that trophy. He's trying to make it a repeat. Nobody has ever repeated. We've had a couple of double winners, Jair, Patty, and Bradley, but we've never had a repeat winner. This is DT's fifth playoff appearance in 8 seasons in Phone and Baloney. He had the most points this year by like a lot. And in doing so, he hit top points 5 weeks out of the 13. So he's already made his money back. It's kind of why we got rid of when we did top points per week, the payout. We used to do top points of regular season, got a payout. But we assume that if you're going to win top points of the whole year, you're probably going to win some during the week. And so, anyways, just a little history lesson, not that you guys care. All right, his only loss, he went 12-1. Only loss was to LT back in week 4. He gets the bye, and I call him the clear favorite to win this year. He might think that's a jinx. Next, we got LT, number 2 seed. She finished 10-3. She has the lowest point total of any of the playoff teams, for what that's worth. And after starting 9-0, she lost 3 of her last 4 heading into the playoffs. So I know she's not feeling good. She had some good matchups and just happened to win some weeks that maybe she shouldn't have, but it's all good. Historically, she's made the playoffs 6 out of 10 seasons. That's a pretty good ratio. I think that's all I made it, 6 out of 10. So she's definitely one that has seen playoff competition, so to speak. But her previous highest placing is second place back in 2015. That's the only time she's finished in the top 3. In fact, she hopes to turn in a championship run here in a little bit. Then we got Carrie Segroy sitting in the 3rd seed. Number 3 seed, this is her 3rd playoff appearance in 10 seasons. So she's been with us, just like LT, for all 10 years of Phony Baloney. And before this, only 2 previous playoff appearances. No top 3 finishes for her, so she's definitely looking to build on that. She's got a good squad this year, and I like it. So she went from like win to get in, sort of borderline there, sitting in, I guess it was seventh place right there in terms of how things were shaping up. Or maybe she was, I can't remember if her or Andy were 6th or 7th. Either way, she won. All the 7 and 5 teams lost, and she skyrocketed, and now she's sitting at 3rd seed. Everyone's 7 and 6. That's 3 through 7, and so she's got top points on all of them. So she had the 2nd most points of any of the playoff teams. Good for her. She rolled with 3 wins in her last 3 weeks to make this push for 3rd seed, and I love it. I know LT's in the bracket here, but I'm rooting for Carrie. That's who I'm going for. That's who I want to see win it all this year. That would be awesome. No offense to everyone else that's in there. Speaking of everyone else, let's move on to Andy. He's the 4 seed. This is his 2nd playoff appearance in 3 seasons. Pretty good ratio there, which is awesome. He did not make a top 3, or did not have a top 3 finish in the previous time that he made the playoffs. He, just like Carrie, went from needing to win to kind of get in to him skipping over Jared, Darcy, and Patty to move into the 4 spot right there in the middle. He had a season of streaks, started out with 3 wins, then he lost 4, then he won 3. That was his first 10 there. Lost a couple in weeks 11 and 12 before finishing out with a win over Darcy. Shoot, anybody would, well, I wouldn't say anybody. I didn't look at all the scores, but Darcy did not have a good week. She couldn't even field a full lineup, but she had some bye issues. She was in the playoffs, can't blame her. But he moves ahead of her and goes into that 4 seed. But guess what? He's got a player this week again. So Darcy, the 5 seed, up and down season as well. Right before the playoffs, she had 3 wins in weeks 9, 10, and 11 before 2 losses there right at the end in weeks 12 and 13 to me and then Andy. But she was in. Now she gets to play Andy again in a revenge matchup. This is her 3rd playoff appearance in 5 Phony Baloney and Friends seasons. 5 years ago, we turned it into a 14-team league. That's when what was it, Jared, Darcy, and what Mike P got back in or got in for the first time. I can't, he was in. I don't even remember. In any case, we're talking about Darcy here. Third playoff appearance in 5 seasons. So 2 in the previous. She had been 50%. She's now at 60% playoff appearances. However, just like Andy not having finished in the top 3, just like Carrie not having finished in the top 3, she has not finished top 3 in those 2. She's looking to turn that around and make this one a first. Like I said, she will play Andy. Now, Andy and Darcy's matchup, the winner of that matchup, that's the 4-5 matchup right there. The winner of that matchup is going to go on to face DT. So Darcy and Andy, your prize is getting to face DT in the next round. Next, we've got Patty, who is a 6 seed, the other Stanton in the playoffs. He had nice wins, week 6 through 10, nice streak there. He dropped his final 3, though, so I know he probably feels a little off, but I think that him, Darcy, and Jared probably all felt all right, even though they lost week 13, because of the fact that they had playoffs locked up. This is his 6th playoff appearance in 10 seasons, just like LT, and he actually has won twice in those 6 seasons. Those are his 2 top 3 finishes, 2 victories, 2 ships. That's tied for most with Jer and with Bradley. Most recent one of his was back in 2015. He beat LT that year. Like I said, she was 2nd in 2015. So he will face Carrie Segroy, the 3 versus 6 matchup there. And then, last but not least, Jer, the 7 seed. This is his 5th playoff appearance in, 5 seasons. 100% making the playoffs, Jer. Congratulations. He also is looking to build on those 2 championships I just talked about that he has. And he's, though that was in 2016, first year he was in the league, and 2018. He seems to be on an every other year sort of streak. Last year he kind of came close. I think his semifinal matchup was pretty close before. I can't remember if DT beat him or if Joe beat him. But in any case, 3 of his 4 seasons to date have resulted in top 3 finishes, including last season and his 2 championships. After 2 losses to start the season, he was not rattled. Instead, he just went on a 6-game winning streak. Now he faces LT, who would love nothing more for Jer's luck to run out and for her to turn her luck around a little bit. So she and Jer will be playing in the 2 first 7 matchup. Winner of that game will play the winner of Carrie versus Patty. So again, DT will play the winner of Andy versus Darcy, and then Carrie and Patty winner will play against Jer and LT winner. All right, guys, those are the teams. Wish them all the best of luck, but like I said, I am rooting for Carrie to win it all.